What a banger call. I cannot tell you guys how happy I am, the fulfillment I get being able to help these people. Like genuinely, this literally made my week. Like I'm so happy. The reaction was like, Jerry, this helps me so much. Jerry, this call was so valuable. In this video, you guys are gonna go through everything when it comes to the onboarding, fulfillment, understanding my perception when it comes to the back end and being able to replicate the same. I don't normally share group calls. This one was way too valuable not to share for you guys. So take notes, pay attention, and I'm telling you guys, this will reshape your perception of how fulfillment should be done. I prepared a presentation for you guys that I want to go over. It's really, really important. And the reason why is because if I knew this ahead of time, my business would have blown up even more. And I want you guys to take this and I want you guys to use this for yourselves and for all of your clients as well, for those that are growth operating. Let me go ahead and put this in presentation. This is the 100K per month onboarding process and delivery. This is what I've seen not only works the best, but I've invested into a lot of mentors. As you guys know, I'm always openly saying that. And I've essentially compiled all the different onboarding processes I've seen, and then I've made like the best one possible. You see, I've seen holes in every mentorship I've attended. Every single one. From the highest to the lowest, I've always seen holes. And I've always tried to compile all the different mistakes, put them together, and have the best way possible. Now, I'm going to describe an onboarding process that, I'll be really honest, guys, I don't know many people at all in the info industry doing this. Okay? This is your opportunity right now to implement this for yourself if you have a coaching business or your clients and reap the fruits of your labor, because it's going to help a lot. What is the most important aspect in your info business? The most important aspect, you guys would probably say, or anyone would probably say, it's the marketing, or it's the appointment setting, or it's the closing, the story sequences, the paid ads. Yes, these are crucial in your business. I will agree with you guys. It is, right? This is part of the acquisition. The closing is part of the conversion. You're right. It's very important. But the number one most important thing, guys, especially early in your career, is your clients. It's the most important thing, because your clients determine the longevity of your business. I'm sure you guys have seen people rise and fall in the info space. I'm sure you guys can call names if you guys wanted to. Obviously no, but I'm just saying, you guys have seen those people. Your clients will dictate your online presence, and your clients also validate your offer. So if you guys want to know if your delivery is good or not, the number one person to speak to are your clients, because they will be the ones that tell you if you need to increase your fulfillment or not. And they will tell you what you need to change. So listen to them. How can we extract as much information as possible from them? This is what I always tell all my clients to do. Onboarding form is one of them that we're going to touch on in just a second. An audit sheet that's been tremendously helpful for myself as well. Pre-call forms, anonymous forms done monthly. Those are the different ways we can extract information. Now, how can you start? In this presentation, I want to highlight the importance of a strong onboarding and the impact it has on your business. A strong onboarding process leads to higher client satisfaction. When a client is more satisfied, you know what happens is stronger execution. When the client executes faster and quicker, they get more results and more word of mouth referrals. Every single person here should strive for more referrals. Zero cost of acquisition. If you aren't getting at least 1, 2, 5 referrals a month, there's something you can be doing a bit better. So really ask yourself. And I'm talking specifically for the coaches here, right? So Justin, Gabe, right? All the different Emma, ask yourself, how many referrals do you guys get a month? And how can you increase it as well? Another thing as well that's not talked about, guys, is higher perceived value due to your structure in your organization. Because the moment you pay someone and you have such a well-structured onboarding process, it makes it so seamless. It's so simple. People love that. So your quality increases in their eyes in real time. And overall, less decision making and more action. Guys, don't forget, clients pay you money for clarity. Right? Like Justin, when there's a struggling closer on the call and they pay you, it's because they want clarity in their sales journey. They just want to be told what to do and how to do it. And the less decision making or the less decision fatigue that they have, the better you're going to execute. So let's start with the first step. The moment payment is confirmed, the moment that someone pays you, you have to have some kind of welcome message. I don't care if it's in an email. I don't care if it's in a Discord message. Have to have some kind of welcome message that greets them, tells them what the next steps are. It could be, like I said, email sent or a paragraph stating the next steps. What I prefer is either an email or inside the actual Discord channel. Okay? You have to be able to explain to them where the course modules are, what the immediate action steps are, where to find everything, right? Proper navigation of the system, right? And the best practices. And I would argue that doing this all in a video is the best thing you could do. If every single person here this week puts it on their to-do list that you're going to film and make your clients, if you're a growth operator, make your clients film this 10 to 15 minute video. Hey guys, welcome to XYZ Mentorship. My name is Jerry. On the behalf of everyone, I want to say thank you so much for joining. Here are the exact next steps on what to take. And you're explaining where the modules are, what the immediate action steps should be, what forms they have to accomplish, where to find everything, what are the best practices. Do you guys know why we do best practices? Because as a client, when you first join, you want to know what all the other successful clients have done in the past. Let's say Emma, who's crushing it, right? She shows up to every single group call, she asks as many questions as possible, and she implements and doesn't think. So when I'm going to do my onboarding video, I'm literally going to say, look at my client Emma, that she's joined in just a span of 21 days. She doesn't think, she acts, right? She doesn't stagnate. She shows up to every single group call, and she does X, Y, and Z properly. So I'm going to showcase to the people that just joined, what are the best practices? Because as a client, when you first pay money, you want to get as many results as possible, right? So you're always going to align with what that person is doing that's crushing. The exact same way, this is like a small side note, the exact same way, when Gabe started posting more about DM closes, Gabe, what magically happened? You got more DM closes.
More DM closes.
But you guys know why? Because it happened to me too. You guys know why? Because I started labeling that the people that DM close are the people that see the most results. Because they think less, they act faster, and they're able to get quicker results. So looking as the third person, as the industry, right? If you're in the audience and you look at Gabe's marketing and you see Gabe always talks about the people that pay in the DMs get the faster results, what are you going to do? You're going to pay in DMs, especially if you have a video or a VSL already going over what you offer. Because then it pre-handles any question they might have, okay? I need you guys to really implement on what I just said now, because that's going to be golden for you guys. Okay? The purpose of the video, like I said, is to give immediate clarity on what to do next. Many clients just want to have their hand held and told what to do next. Confirm that they've made the right decision. This is huge. They want to have the confirmation of like, okay, I just made the right choice. That's it. I don't have any other, bad taste in my mouth. I have no other fear, doubt. This is the decision that I was supposed to make. And increase your perceived value in their eyes. Because guys, it's all about client experience. That's all it is. If you can increase the client experience, the people are going to want to work with you as much as possible. And overall, just setting expectations and best practices. Okay? Part of the video is also walking them through the forms they need to fill out and what to do in order to receive the quickest ROI back. Because guys, I want to take a second and explain something. When you onboard someone, it makes no sense, absolutely no sense, guys, to make them go through a list of different modules if you already have the problem that they need solved. If, for example, Joe joins and his problem is in the appointment setting and he has his own offer, I'm not going to make Joe go through 2 weeks of my mindset modules, right? Or 2 group classes that doesn't pertain to his problems. Instead, I'm going to use specific forms that I'm going to show you guys after, in the next couple of slides, and I'm going to solve his problem as soon as possible. I cannot stress the importance of this enough. You have to engineer every client to win as soon as possible. So to the sales coaches that I have in here, the number one thing I recommend you guys to do is part of the onboarding, okay? Make them submit at least 3 or 4 different calls. Calls that no closed, calls that closed and why. And then by using AI with the transcripts as well as yourselves, review those calls in real time. And so from the moment they pay to the moment they have the onboarding call, you guys can already pinpoint what their problems are. This is really important. Joe, Mark, you guys manage a trading client, the trading offer, right? You should do the same thing for your offer, for your client. They have to submit different trades that they've done, breaking down why this one lost, or they have no idea why it lost, but at least showcasing part of the trades that lost. And then the success coaches can review those trades. It could be a 10-minute loom for all we care. But at least on the onboarding call, we have something to work on and we tell the clients, look, this is your problem. Work on this immediately, okay? For the growth ops, right? Michael, Luke, what you guys have to do is you're going to have an audit sheet that I'm going to show you guys in the next slide. Do this for your clients as well. They submit the entire audit sheet and you can look and see what's the biggest bottleneck that's trapping revenue right now. And on the onboarding call, you look to solve it, okay? So first I'll start with the onboarding form. Now raise up hands if you guys can. Who has an onboarding form right now? Onboarding form where you guys have a type form submission and you guys make people fill it out. Yeah? You guys have it? Who doesn't have it? If you guys don't mind raising your hand on the Zoom, okay? Who doesn't have an onboarding form? Just so I know. Just raise your hand on Zoom, just so I know. Okay, everyone has it. Okay, don't eat my ear. Not yet. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let me break down exactly what my onboarding form entails and why it's important, okay? So the purpose is extracting live feedback from the market and gather personalized intel on what is converting within your market, your sales cycle duration, and your current bottlenecks that prolong the process. I want to know how long the average sales cycle takes, whether it takes a month, whether it takes a week, a few days. I want to know how long it takes from someone to join your ecosystem and to turn them into a paying client. That's why the closest you guys got Emma, Justin, you guys need to extract that information of how long it took for them to go from your page to a paying client. You also want to know there are certain questions that we ask, which I'll show you guys, which is what prevented them from joining in the first place, or what you could have done to make them join even quicker. Number one is obviously, what's your name? What was the first touch point of knowing? Was it a referral, YouTube, Instagram Reels, whatever it might be? I want to know what made you decide to do this. I get a lot of different answers here. One of them is like, I'm tired of X, Y, and Z pain. I'm tired of this. A lot of the times, it's them naming their pain. Because guys, keep in mind, and I went over this on Instagram Reel, the way someone buys from you is when they're an unbearable amount of pain to the point where they need solving. In your content, you guys need to accentuate the pain, okay? This is why I'm so adamant, guys, on the fact of knowing your market. Especially, guys, sales, in my opinion, if I was a sales coach, I would rip the market in half because I've been a closer before and I know the pain of feeling like every single sales call is a gamble. I would accentuate the fuck out of that pain to the point where they're like, I can't stand hearing my pain in his content over and over again. I need to buy something. Same thing with day trading. Jerry, same thing with appointment setting. Because Jerry, you were once an appointment setter, right? Where every single conversation you had was like a gamble. And you had no idea when the next payday was going to come. Accentuate that in your content. Because the moment someone hears that you're speaking about their problem, they're going to want to buy from you. What made you join and pay for my one-to-one mentoring? This can be specific to your industry or to your personality. I get a lot. My different answers is my conviction/confidence and my value on YouTube and Instagram. These are my go-to. So I know what I have to double down on, right? What specifically made you want to join? Guys, notice how this is another fancy way of asking this. You guys know why I do this? I'm not joking when I tell you. You guys know why I do this? I get different answers. I literally get different answers. So I ask the question a bit differently and I get different answers. And most of the time, they actually go even more in depth than before. So I'm just asking and I'm getting market feedback as much as possible. This is a big one. How long did it take you to decide to start working with me? And I've noticed something. This is why data is so important. I've noticed that it's always a shorter amount of time that they put here whenever they click YouTube. That says something. That says that every lead that comes from YouTube, the sales cycle is always shorter. Every decision I make, guys, in my company is always off data. Stop making emotional decisions. Stop just thinking about, okay, maybe I should do this. Data is like, no, you need to do this. This is why. And you execute. That's all. What could I have improved to get you to join me earlier? I'm curious to know, does anyone use this question in their coaching?
I do.
Can you give me some examples of what you actually receive and what you get?
Yeah. But we have this app connect on my Discord, so
Emma as well, if you don't mind, I want to know.
Could you have him built on? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, this last guy said more testimonials.
That's amazing. Is there anything else that they tell you besides just that? Or it's mainly just that?
Yeah, maybe it's just like more testimonials as I'm seeing on my type form submissions.
Do you have any clients, any people that you work with that you can meet up in person?
I do. I could probably find that and then.
So what if you did a case study / testimonial side by side with them with a nice camera, proper lighting the way you have right now, and it's a side by side. And you go through the exact plan that they went through in their journey that got them from where they were currently at to where they are right now. And they're going through the journey, the trials, the tribulations, how they felt, everything. And then you got such high quality content that you can actually distribute that towards short form content.
Yeah.
That just solves your problem right there. And I'll tell you guys one thing before I continue the presentation. I had a very good conversation with a friend of mine that's big in the consulting space that you guys know. And one thing that I've noticed is the industry now is ever moving. And I'm going to give you guys a piece of advice that you're going to see in my content in the next 10 days. And it's going to really increase overall trust. And I want you guys to really implement this. So pay attention. Just testimonials don't hit the same anymore. I'm serious, guys. Just testimonials do not hit the same anymore. Because if you showcase a client and just the finished product, that's one thing. But what if you actually make the client explain their entire transformation and journey? That's way more impactful. Because say, for example, I'm a struggling closer and Justin has a case study with one of his mentees, and that client that's making 30K a month closing talks about the entire transformation and journey and breaks it down. Guess what happens? I can see myself going through the same journey, and it makes it much more believable versus Justin's client just talking about how great their life is. Because inherently, guys, humans are selfish by nature. So when I click on a video, it's like, what can I get from this? Well, if I get a case study and I see the journey that they went through, I can now use that for me. So a very quick side note. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Another way of asking, what made you want to work with me specifically? Now, I intended and I engineered this question specifically in a way to add this specific word of specifically because, like I said it so many times, because I want to see what differentiates me from other people. So a lot of the times I get different names from the industry and what separates me from them. So it just helps me double down on what I have to do. What were your biggest hesitations before joining? This is a huge one, guys. Huge one. Okay. A lot of the times what I get is literally just, like, I'm not sure if you offer one-to-ones. I wasn't sure what you were doing or what you were offering before. All stuff that I'm going to start publicly marketing as well. And then again, there are a lot of others that do something similar. Why choose me? And one specific thing that I say, my content that made you join, right? Now I want to talk about the audit form because the purpose will vary from industry to industry. But the main purpose of the sheet is to gather as much information as possible about their current position and have a bird's view on everything in and out of their situation. So if you're a sales coach, the audit sheet will be different than if you're a day trading coach, than if you're a growth op, than if you're whatever it is, right? It will vary, but you need to have an audit form. This, guys, by the way, you guys understand, with what I'm going through today, you can literally onboard 10 clients a week and fulfillment will not break, okay? I promise you. The audit form gives you maximum clarity on what is the biggest bottleneck, immediate bottleneck, the direction on their journey and growth. Guys, never forget, every single person here is a consultant or a coach. You want to know and you want to have clarity on what their growth and journey should look like. The same way, Iman, when you joined, you were unclear with what the next months, 3 months, 6 months would look like. The moment I showed you, okay, brother, this is your next immediate step. Here's what the next 21 weeks will look like, or whatever it might be. You've had immediate clarity. That's what I want every client to feel. Because then you can just work, because you know what's going to happen next, right? And you want to see what's already working and doesn't need to be spoken about at length. The most common mistake I see, guys, and this especially in sales coaches as well, I see this in sales coaching so much because I was once part of communities like this, where I had specific problems and then I had other things that I was working on very well. Let's say you're very good at the discovery, but you're very poor at cost of inaction. And because you don't audit me, we spend the first 3 weeks talking about discovery. And my bottleneck is still there. So it's 3 weeks of not solving my bottleneck. The same thing if I'm like in a day trading offer. And my bottleneck is a pre-market analysis or whatever it might be. And the first 3 weeks I spend is talking about another topic. I'm not going to be satisfied. I will end up churning. I promise you I will. This solves that. Okay? Let's talk about what the clients feel though. Because I've had this. The clients feel like you genuinely care about their business. When I audit your entire business, it shows that I actually care about your numbers. I care about your current position. And I customize it specific to you. It shows that I'm organized. And they sense the personalized guidance that they will receive. And this gives you all the information you need to move to the next step. Okay? It gives them clarity on the duration of the mentorship, organization, less decision fatigue, and no moments of what do I do next, and no procrastination. Now let's talk about prompting AI. Any questions so far, guys, on what I just said? Any questions at all? Please feel free to unmute yourselves. Amazing.
What exactly do I ask on the audit?
So as an appointment setter, you have to ask yourself as a coach, what information do you need to know from an appointment setter to know their exact position A to Z? What would you say? Right? Their current stats, the previous conversations that no showed, previous conversations that no closed, filming looms over the conversation so you can audit that in real time. How long they've been on the offer? What's the offer stats, like the cash collected to revenue, right? What's the closing rate? What's the most common objection they get? What's the current sales process? What's their pre-call flow? Exactly. Audit their entire business.
Yeah, so I guess my question is, I think the only thing I don't have on that form is like what's already working that doesn't need to be spoken about. And my question is, a lot of these closers, like they don't know, and that's like why like part of them is like so concerned. Is there like, is it my stay? Is it like my discovery? Is it my objections? It's like part of it is like they don't even know what's working, what's not. So how would you like ask that question to them, or would you just like, because I can tell from like watching calls quite easily.
Yeah.
But if I'm asking them, like how would you ask them that?
Fantastic question. So essentially what you're asking me is some clients don't know what's actually wrong in their sales process.
Mhm.
There's a couple things that you can uncover. Number one is fundamentally asking them at which part of the call do they feel the most uncomfortable or the most nervous. Okay? That's one way, right? Like I remember back when I wasn't a good closer, I would always feel uncomfortable when I start pitching, when I start like price dropping and everything, right? Like my palms would get sweaty and everything, right? My heart would start racing. That's one thing. The second thing that I would do is you can always ask what's the most common objection they get. Guys, oftentimes as a sales coach, you're able to know what someone has to work on given the actual objection, right? Like if, for example, it's I don't know, like I want to go shop around and compare. A lot of the times it's maybe a lack of urgency, and it's also a lack of like being able to present the actual value of what's actually being offered, right? If it's, for example, a fear in themselves, well, you got to go back into discovery, look and see at what you could have actually taken right then and there in the whole discovery process. Ultimately, Emma, the honest answer to you is that it's very normal for clients to feel that way, which is why they're paying you. But there's also some ways that you can ask them to actually uncover.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Amazing. Awesome. Any other questions? Joe, you had your hand raised, I think, no?
No, bro, thank you.
No? Amazing. Cool. So there are 4 major steps you need to execute in order to build out the roadmap. I highly recommend everyone do this before end of day. And then over the weekend, just play with this. Number 1, pool all of your Fathom recordings and transcripts of your client calls into Claude. This might be a bit extensive. I hired my brother to do this. Truth be told, I delegated the fuck out of this. I paid him $100. He's 17. He did it for me. He was so happy. I completely delegated it to him. If you guys don't have a brother or sister or a VA, try and do it for yourselves. If not, I hired a VA as well that you guys are going to meet very soon. And she has connections. If you guys need a VA, please contact me privately. They're very good at what they do, and I highly recommend you have one as an account manager. Very, very good. So contact me as well, and I'll have you guys a VA, okay? You want to copy all the Fathom transcripts and paste it into a Google document. And you want to have different tabs for different names. So if I have 20 different clients, I'll have 20 different tabs, each with different Fathom transcripts. And you want to have them in chronological order. So say, for example, I have 20 clients. Client number 1, I'll have an entire document, and it's going to be the Fathom transcripts from when they first started to now, presently. Then tab number 2, and so on and so forth. So the Fathom recordings is very, very important. Then you want to have all the documents and information within your course. All the documents, all the sheets, everything that you actually offer to your clients. Attach this in your files in Claude. And then insert the closing call you had with your client and their audit sheet. Okay? And add the roadmap blueprint that you've made plus the client journey, which I'll talk on the next slide. So just to recap, all your Fathom recordings and transcripts. The reason why is because we want Claude to see how you speak, what's your train of thought, how you break down certain ideas, and overall what's the most common trends and paths that all your clients go towards. Which if you guys don't know, this is why we're doing this. Because your clients do go through a very similar path without you guys maybe even realizing. Okay? And you want to insert all the documents because there are certain concepts, methodologies that you explain and break down, and it happens on every single call. Now, what I also want you to do is on the different tabs, for example, you're going to insert the closing call that you had with a respective client. Say, for example, I just signed Mark as a client. I just create a new tab in the actual Fathom document that I have, and it's going to be Mark closing call. Because on closing calls, if you guys remember, I actually went through what your immediate bottleneck would be. And I spoke about what your main problem is and how we could actually solve it. So that's why I want to have that closing call. Iman, what's up, brother?
Hey, brother, quick question on step 1, just because I know we going to sales reps, they have all their Fathom recordings. So is this the Fathom recordings that, for example, I've had with all my clients that I've onboarding my community, or is it all the Fathom recordings of the client? Like all the sales calls they were taken, for example?
No, it's the Fathom recordings of you coaching your clients.
Gotcha.
Right? Because you want AI to start detecting the different common trends and the different common word tracks on like what you're actually teaching them.
Okay.
Right?
Makes perfect sense.
This guy's like, this is going to help you. And if you're a growth op, your business owners so much. So much. I want to talk about the roadmap blueprint plus client journey. Okay? The client journey is very important. And I'm going to have everyone here do these different documents if you guys haven't already. okay, is complete the market research sheet that I'll be pasting in the Discord after our call, explaining in depth your audience and ICP. Some of you have already done this, okay, but it goes through 4 different dimensions. What are the buying triggers, the current situations, the current pain points, and their actual their desires. I want to get crystal clear with every single one of you on your audience's pain. And we can't be vague with it, guys. It can't be something like, oh, they just, like, they don't have enough money. Like, no, like, what's the actual deep-rooted problem from it? Or, oh yeah, they lack the ability to close deals. What's the deep-rooted problem from it? What does that actually show up in their life? How does that actually impact them, right? The 4 different dimensions that I'll have you guys fill out. What do they crave? What are the desires? Everything. The whole audience sheet I want you guys to do. Then, there's another tab in the document that I'm sending you, which is going to be AI prompts to build out your entire client journey. It's a whole Notion document that some of you guys have already completed. And it tells you different prompts for you guys to paste into Claude once you submit all the different files and documents. And I want you guys to complete the entire client journey roadmap. Okay? I'm gonna say it one more time, just like to be as clear as possible. Super simple. All the Fathom recordings of you coaching your clients, so AI knows how you teach. All the documents and information of your actual course, so it knows what you teach and what specific concepts you have. Okay? On the respective tab that you have with your client, insert the closing call you had with them. So AI detects what their actual bottleneck is and insert the audit sheet as well. So it knows what the entire business looks like. And make sure that it has its name. So when you ask Claude, ideate me the 6-month roadmap of Mark, it's going to detect Mark's audit sheet and Mark's closing call with me. And then, using the different market research, AI now has all the information necessary of your audience. And then because you're going to have AI prompts, you're going to paste all of the information that you received, all the information that you got from the market research, you put into AI. And then all the information from AI, you're going to then construct the client journey roadmap with different step-by-steps. I will show you now. I'll stop sharing my screen and I'll reshare one more time. I'm going to show you an example of what my 6-month roadmap is. I haven't published it yet in Discord, but I will do after this meeting because it's finalized. Guys, it's very extensive and in-depth. I don't expect every single person to go as in-depth as this. I'm just a psycho with this, and I wanted to do it once and do it once and for all. And I'm going to update it when I feel like I need to, but for the next 6 months, it's going to be like this. This is my 6-month game plan. This is as if you're at 0 and you want to scale to 6 figures a month consistently. Some are going to be at different levels, okay? The 6-month game plan, okay? And I have different months: foundation, authority, conversion, optimization, leverage, and scale, right? And I have the different core focus every single month and the different team state on how it should be, okay? The entire principle of this is the first month, they know exactly on the first week what's going on, okay? Now, obviously, I have a different industry and a different niche to you guys. But the way I do it is every week there's 3 parts. Number 1 is the acquisition and authority and what they have to do. Then it's delivery and infrastructure. Then it's going to be revenue and team. Look how every single week they know exactly what they have to do. The task of what to accomplish, the details of it, and what completion marker they need to see to know that they're done the task. And they're moving on to the next with all the documents here. Then task B, delivery and infrastructure. What they have to set up, what they have to build out, how they have to organize everything. And task C, whatever it might be. Week number 2, what they have to build out on the acquisition side. Then on the delivery side, what they have to create. Then, like on the revenue and team side, what they have to create as well. And so on and so forth. Week 3, week 4, and that's just the first month. Look at the month 1 completion checklist. After 1 month, a client must accomplish all of this. This is just as an example of when someone joins Growth Capital, what they have to do. So take this as a source of inspiration and use it for yourselves. Same thing over here. If I have to go on month 2, then look, it's very extensive. Month 3, month 4, and the list goes on, okay? So this is an example of how a 6-month roadmap should actually look like. And I want to show you guys real quick the document that I'm actually talking about. This is the market research document that I want you guys to go through. And it goes through in depth everything in different dimensions. I want you guys to duplicate as and fill out everything over here. Everything here I want you to fill out and write manually. This talks about your audience. And go through this, guys. It's very important you guys go through this. It's very, very informative on your actual audience. You can never know too much about your market, I promise you. I always do this every quarter and revamp it. Then I want you guys to go on, this you don't have to go on just yet because you many of you guys already spoke about this. Just go on the client journey. And on the client journey, structure the roadmap of how it should look like, okay? So I promise you, when your clients know at all times what they're doing, on top of the guidance on the one-to-one or group access, it's impossible for someone to churn. Makes it very hard. Awesome. Guys, that's the end of what I wanted to go through in terms of the presentation. I hope it really helped.
I just have a question regarding long form content because I feel like that is my biggest like weakness as of right now. So I'm definitely getting like eyeballs and views to like my Instagram reels. In terms of like long form, like how do you go about like, you know, creating ideas for videos and like creating scripts? Cause like I struggle with that. I struggle with that a lot.
Why is that a weakness of yours?
Cause like for me, when I post long form content, it's just like recorded coaching calls. But it's like, in terms of like creating like a scripted, like formatted video, it's like I find that hard to like create like a template or script for it, you know what I mean?
So why create the script?
Hmm.
Like I'm being honest, guys. Like long form content is literally you're showcasing your creativity and you're showcasing different parts of who you are and your personality as well, because the main concept is you want to create a connection with your audience. Of course, given the category of the content, it will depend on what you're showcasing. But guys, when you have a script, it strips your creativity away. So my answer to you, Justin, is don't force a script, because I've been with you in person. I've seen you in your natural flow, and I've seen how creative you could get. What you want to do, guys, for every single person here, is your YouTube should literally showcase your entrepreneurial journey. So I'm gonna say, Justin, the best advice I've been given in the past couple months is gamify your YouTube. Like actually let people see your expertise and your educational value on it. Let people see the journey you're on. For example, vlogs work very, very well. But not vlogs of like you driving the fancy cars, because some of your audience doesn't know. Vlogs on like your day-to-day, actually showcasing who you are as a person, what you do, your boxing sessions, for like the car ride from your condo to the gym, talking about a specific story or moment, right? A very emotional call you had with your mom, or a very touching moment you had with a client, right?
Yeah.
A side angle of you with one of your clients and consulting them. Gabe, brother, all the best, crush it. Okay? Justin, that's a very good example of what you should do, man.
Like personal content, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
When you say gamify, what do you mean exactly? Is that like showing them each level that you have to go through to get the dream outcome that they want, or what do you
When
mean?
I say gamify, brother, I literally mean like have fun with it.
Okay.
Because what happens, guys, is so many people, like it looks so forced. It looks so painful when you're making content. It's like 3, 2, 1, record. Hey guys, so today, like nobody's buying from me, bro. Right?
Just be real.
Be real, have fun with it. Okay? Guys, keep in mind, like you have to remind yourself something. You're getting paid to film content. Like you're getting paid to film content and literally just talk about who you are, your life, your education, your value, and showcasing your journey alongside the way. Okay? There are different tiers in terms of YouTube. You could have your personality content of you showcasing glimpses of in your actual life, what you're doing, part of your business, right? Letting people into your life, documenting your day. Then there's a bit more of like a trust-driven asset, right? Which can be, like I said, case studies, testimonials, client transformations, right? Another way could also be educational format, right? Solving a specific problem for your actual industry. But guys, here's where it gets tricky. You don't want to solve the problem to its entirety. You just want to give the actual skeleton of how you'd solve it, or like essentially the problem and part of the solution, not all of it. If you give all of it away, they're going to try and do it for free. For example, Michael, if you want to do a problem solution, it could easily be why your content gets views but no sales, and you could talk about why the messaging is so poor, and why there's no conversion behind it, and why they're not directing it towards the DMs, and why the setting process is so poor. But Michael, you're not going to tell them what the setting process should be to its T. You're not going to tell them what the exact framework should be when it comes to you. You're not going to tell them that, but you're going to tell them why it's not good, because then they're going to come to you every single time, because you've labeled their pain, and now they look at you because you're the expert in their eyes. Justin, I want you to tell the closers why they're getting objections, or why they feel their palms sweaty at the end of a closing call when they know they're about to get an objection. And you can give part of the solution, but not to its entirety. That's the entire trick. Emma, what's up?
Okay, just a couple quick questions. So number one is, you talk about YouTube. Like, how much would you be posting on YouTube? Would you be posting like once a week?
Twice a week is always the best, if I'm being honest with you.
What?
Twice a week. Twice a week is always the best. Mondays and Wednesdays, Thursdays.
No way, you just say
Yeah, twice a week.
like YouTube, I think. Like it's just like, it's so funny, like when it comes to like content and like Instagram, like it comes like so easy to me, but like with YouTube, like I'm just like trying to think of like ideas or like what to talk about. It's like even the things you talk about now, like it all makes sense, but it's just like a strategy between like like I think in my head, like when I'm on like Instagram, I'm like, okay, like I know I'm kind of going to rotate between like these different things, but like with YouTube, like I feel like I don't know that yet. And then with YouTube, like does it have to be like more professional, like someone like like a actual like videographer, like someone like following you?
Yeah, very good
around?
question. Very good question. It entirely depends on the kind of quality you want to be perceived at in the market, as well as the intent of the video. So if it's, for example, something more educational, I'm not going to have something flashy. It's going to be like a bit more simple, a bit more raw, less animations, because you're there to learn. You're there to learn. You're there to take notes. You're there to inform yourself. And I'll tell you guys one thing. You guys have to start acting in terms of omnipresence on your industry. Like, we have the next 5 years of info. That's like a gold mine. You guys have to dig right now. Like, right now is your moment to make as much money as possible. And it's now. It's now or never, guys. And the way you establish market industry, market dominance is when you're omnipresent. Omnipresence means you're on as many channels as possible. The ideas that you film, like the way my marketing works is whatever I want to showcase to my audience, I'm going to start by filming a YouTube video. Then that YouTube video gets repurposed in different Instagram reels. Those Instagram reels get repurposed in a story sequence and sometimes in carousels as well. That's how I do it. So say, for example, Emma, what's a specific problem that your audience faces? Like a specific problem that struggling women closers face and they're stuck at 2-3K per month.
Self-doubt.
Okay, can you pinpoint why they have self-doubt? Like specifically.
Because they don't trust themselves. They feel like they don't know what they're doing. And it creates this huge like insecurity.
Why don't they know what they're doing? And how does that show up on a closing call? That is what you break down on a YouTube video. Okay? And then you also repurpose that into a reel, right? In the structure that I told you about, which is you starting with their pain points and then developing a body that gives part of the framework of the idea that you want to actually transcend towards that. And then you also make a story sequence about it.
Yeah. Oh, can I ask you one more quick question?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so something that I just found out. So like two of the girls that I literally just signed are like here, like in Colombia. And I was like, wow, like, this is really interesting because how good would this be to like go do something like with these girls, like market the shit out of that, because it's like literally I was speaking, I had a call, I think it was like 2 days ago, and it was like community, like girls, they love the meetups. Like I know we were talking about this like with Shelby and how she positions herself, but from that angle, like if I was to do something with these girls, like how would you like go about that? Like what would you recommend?
Well, after this meeting and after me explaining to you how YouTube should work and overall what you want to showcase on it, what would you say?
I think my only thing is it's like they're new, so that's like where my question is. Like if I've been working with these girls for like 3-4 months, it's like sure I could sit down and like talk to them about like the client journey and all this, but it's like they're brand new into that. So that's why I guess like my question is like what
Amazing.
Yeah.
When you, Emma, like take yourself back to when you first invested into a sales coaching, okay? And you would go on their YouTube and like really think about this for a second. What did you have to see in terms of how they interact with their clients in person, whatever it might be, that would have made you been like, wow, like I want to join what they offer? What would you say? Justin, you as well, like I'm actually curious to know, what would you guys say?
I mean, for just speaking from my experience, the first person I saw was like Bill, and I saw his like in-person masterminds, like in Miami, like everyone flying out, like balling out on like dinner and shit like that. I was like, I want to be like.
For me as a consultant, it was when I would see certain vlogs of like groups of 6 to 7 other guys and girls, and they're all making 6 figures a month, and they're all in like an amazing spot in the world, driving nice cars, but most importantly, having nice dinners, videographers there, client sit downs, breakdowns on like specific topics, laughing with one another, and then some days where it's like no work and you're just having fun, jet skis, that kind of stuff. That nice healthy balance between business and also connection and pleasure. So don't you guys see how most of the ideas are actually in your mind already? It's just your way of thinking is what you have to fix. So Emma, you now know what kind of video you have to make with your clients because you were once in a position where you know what video you need to have seen that would have made you want to crave joining that mentorship. So it could easily be day in the life of you guys going through a sales framework / methodology. Then after about a 30-minute, 1 hour sit down where Iman or someone films clips of it, you guys, okay girls, now it's time to go X, Y, and Z activity, horseback riding. Now it's time to go to the gym. Now it's time to go on a 5K run and see who pukes first. Ha ha ha, whatever it might be. And then people film you, people follow you, good like Spanish music in the back, and then you guys go and eat together. You guys go and do like a fun activity. And while you're doing these, you guys are bonding, and then you're asking them, so like, why did you actually want to join me? Like, what made you want to work with me? X, Y, Z, whatever. How did you feel before? And the camera is just as a third person capturing everything. This is really important stuff.
So good.
And then you know what happens is then you have Instagram reels that you could post from that YouTube video. Guys, the whole reason and the whole way to have such a big content bank, like I have enough YouTube reels to last me. If I didn't film a single video right now, I have 2 months worth of Instagram reels. How did I do this? I focused so much on YouTube and then I just repurposed different Instagram reels from it. That's how you win. And you have SOPs around content, which I'll break down on our next call next week, which will blow your minds. Okay? And with 2 YouTube videos per week, don't overcomplicate it. I'm telling you, once you get in the groove of it, it's going to help you guys. How do you do it? Systemize it. Block out specific times from your day and from your week just for filming content. Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, like today, is my fulfillment days. Delivery. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, deep work content days. Ideation, that's what I do. So I'll bang out in one day 2 YouTube videos. What's up, Iman?
Can you say that one more time, bro? You're split.
Yeah, I do chest trials on Monday. No, I'm joking. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do my delivery / fulfillment. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I do my deep work. And that's where I get the most work done. Because I'll tell you guys right now, you guys underestimate how strong your creative zone of genius really is and how sometimes the active work of daily meetings strip your creativity. I'm not joking. It strips it. Like, do not underestimate this. I realized this when I was in Serbia with some very high-level entrepreneurs and consultants. And I saw people, like Justin, you were there, right? Justin actually tested this. Justin, we were in Serbia and we saw other guys in our industry make like 30K, 40K, 50K in a week. And they were taking like 3 calls a week. And the rest, they were like literally just for like hours on end. And then laptop, and back to just like an old man. I'm telling you guys, you're underestimating this. Jerry, I told you to do this last week. And what happened? I told you, put your phone in a different room, sit with yourself and just think. Let your creativity flow. The whole reason I made this presentation, guys, was for my creativity. I woke up this morning early, I didn't touch my phone, and I just started writing. Don't underestimate this.
Yeah, no surprise. Literally the second I started like entirely focusing on ideation, man, like fuck, what do I do? Like what can I post? Everything, just sitting there thinking for hours. Boom, content idea, after content idea.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, the best thing you could do is hide the posts and hide the reels from your competitors. I'm not joking, this has helped me so much. Because what happens is the more you consume their content, subconsciously speaking, you'll get ideas and you'll get different reel variations that's derived from theirs. And people will associate you to them. Hide their posts. Focus on your own lane. Every person here should go once a month to a spa by yourself for an hour or 2. And just literally...
For the week, Jerry, is go to the spa.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, just once a week, reinvest. Michael, go to a spa by yourself, bro. I'm telling you. Sit with a nice bathrobe, go into like a Russian sauna or whatever. Because I love that stuff.
Those are the best, man.
Yeah.
Jumping in the ice bath.
You just gotta sit and think to yourself, like, where is the industry going? What kind of content am I seeing? How could I be different? How could I take what's working, implement it for my own, and showcase my personality? Like, if you have these internal dialogues with yourself, you're going to blow up. Because I've been doing this since I've seen other people do it, and it's helped me so much. Have fun with it, guys. Have fun with it. Iman, what's up?
Good question, bro. You mentioned that when you had a client, they saw your Instagram versus when they saw your YouTube, it was just completely different, right? So how do you actually differentiate what is going on YouTube versus what you put on your Instagram?
YouTube
What's
is
your
meant.
mental model around that.
YouTube is meant to garner the attention. Sorry, Instagram is garnering attention. YouTube is nurturing the attention and converting that towards some kind of conversion. So on Instagram, I like to highlight and showcase parts of my life, part of my hobbies, and also mixing credibility as well as my own values and educational alongside with it. YouTube is like, okay, you know who I am off like surface level. YouTube is where like I want you to know like exactly who I am, exactly what I provide, my exact expertise, everything about me.
So it's a lot more in depth. Like takes the education, I think everything to another level essentially.
Yeah. And guys, to give you guys an example, start recording yourselves when you're in a deep flow state. Like this entire meeting was recorded off my Sony camera over there. And I'm gonna use part of the meetings where I'm giving such good ideas because I got into a flow state for the past hour, right? And it flew by so quick. And I guarantee Michael, Joe, Mark, when you guys coach your clients on what to do, you also get into some kind of trance or some kind of like state of just getting ideas, and like your creativity expands. You need to film this. It's gonna help you guys a lot. It's way less forced. Then you also get so much speaking content, your editors can now do different B-roll content, where it's like you speaking, you talking with different B-rolls as well, showcasing different parts. So also keep that in mind. Everyone's homework for the weekend should literally be get the best onboarding process possible. And your clients will always want to work with you for the rest of their time in the info industry. They will not want to go to someone else. They won't. And you always want to establish that level of like friendliness, that level of care. I'm sure everyone here feels like I care about their business because I actually do. I actually do care about your business a lot, right? And if you can showcase that, people will always want to stay with you and work with you. That's the biggest thing, okay? A lot of the times your mental blocks yourself in post because you have the ideas, you're just restricting yourself from constantly checking your Discord messages, your Slack messages, your emails, your Instagram DMs, and you're just disrupting your entire deep workflow. Amazing. Anything else, guys? I'm here for you guys. If you need anything else. That's all?
I have one more.
Tell me, bro. I'm here.
I'm asking the majority of the questions, but
Shoot.
you mentioned omni-channel marketing. I know you're talking about YouTube and Instagram. At least for my space, like you were a closer as well, brother. So would you recommend any other kinds of any other platforms like X or anything in order to actually target the audience, or just stick to YouTube and Instagram for now?
Bro, I'm not opposed to using X. The thing is, I really love focusing on like what's the most important thing. And X is always going to be low hanging fruit. It's not going to be the highest qualified thing. They're always just going to be maybe liking and scrolling. I know certain friends that actually automate the entire flow of X. They actually hire a VA or something, and they actually post for them. And then you just have like different ideas that you script up with AI. They do the actual post and then they just submit it towards X. You can do that as well, which costs a little bit, but I would say for now your main focus should just be Instagram and YouTube. Don't think about anything else for now. I want you to really have laser focus.
Facebook, like Facebook isn't really.
Not for now. Not for now. I have some clients where they have the automatic posting settings. So like the moment you post a reel on Instagram, it goes towards Facebook as well.
Gotcha. But the highest leverage thing right now is just YouTube.
Always.